Hey everybody, this is dHunter, bringing another Batman action figure video. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 Batman action figures in my collection. I collect 6 and 7 inch scale Batman figures, pretty much everything in that range. I don't get anything 5 inch or 8 inch for the most part. Now, this is going to be my personal preference of top 10 Batman action figures. These may not be the best Batman figures out there, but the ones that I enjoy the most and get the most excited when I'm posing and playing with them. So, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in the mid-80s. The blue and gray Batman is my thing. Yellow oval on the bat signal. Capsule utility belt. That definitely influences my top 10 list. I also like a more traditional and normal looking Batman. The regular one from the comics or from the films. Those are going to make my top 10 action figures for the most part. Or some figures that are just really, really well done. Now I collect 6 and 7 inch scale. Just my personal preference. So anything on the smaller end, like SH Figure Arts, they make some really nice figures, but just didn't make the cut, as my preference is 6.5 inch to 7 inch Batman action figures. So, let's go ahead and get started. Top 10 Batman action figures, but first, some honorable mentions. So here are my honorable mentions. There are 5 of them. They're in no particular order. We'll start off with the Mafex 3.0 Christian Bale Dark Knight Batman. It's probably the best Christian Bale Batman out there. The SH Figure Arts one is pretty nice, but it's a little small for my tastes. This one looks good, moves good, has a nice flowing wiry cape. Second, we have the DC Collectibles DC Essentials Rebirth Batman. It's nice to have a traditional Rebirth Batman in the 7 inch scale, and I prefer this one over McFarlane's version. I know a lot of people don't like the DC Essentials figures as their arms are really long, but it's never bothered me. Then we have McFarlane's Year 2 Batman. This Year 2 Batman is a traditional blue and gray Batman, yellow oval, capsule utility belt, long ears. Kind of looks like a Neil Adams Batman. But it can also double up for your 90s Nightfall Batman, etc. I always like that. Even though this figure is flawed, it's one of my favorites, as it's my personal preference look for Batman. Then we have the Mezco 112 Collective Dark Knight Returns Batman. That was the first Mezco 112 Collective figure, and they came out strong, hit the ground running. It's a really nice release. I have 4 different variations, but the traditional black and gray is my favorite. And then we have the Mattel DC Universe Classics Wave 1 Batman. Once again, blue-gray, yellow oval, capsule utility belt, my favorite look for Batman. It's definitely not the best figure out there, but I really like the DC Universe Classics line, and this guy's a special place in my heart. Top 5 honorable mentions. Coming in at number 10 is going to be the McFarlane DC Multiverse Arkham Knight Batman. I absolutely love the Arkham games, and I really wanted an Arkham figure to be represented in this list. I thought maybe the DC Direct Super Articulated Arkham City Batman, maybe the McFarlane Arkham City Batman. But looking at all the different Arkham Batman figures out there, I think this one is my favorite. Arkham Knight is not my favorite of the 4 video games, but this is my favorite Arkham figure out there. It's a pretty large figure. I prefer the 7 inch scale, but this one is a little bit big compared to the other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Still, I'd rather my Batman figure be a little bit too big than too small. Here for number 9, this is the Mezco 112 Collective Batman vs. Superman Armored Batman. Now the Armored Batman look is cool, but it's kind of gimmicky. This Mezco 112 version is fantastic, combining cloth soft goods and the hard plastic armor pieces on top. Figure has light up features. The cape is extraordinary, absolutely fantastic. Figure itself is bulky and heavy. Very nice figure, coming in number 9. Now for the number 8 slot. This is going to be the Mafex Justice League Ben Affleck Batfleck in the tactical suit. Now the tactical suits, it's good, although I'm not a crazy huge fan of it. I much prefer the regular Justice League or Batman vs. Superman Batfleck suit. Still, this figure's sculpt, articulation, accessories are fantastic. Cape is very nice, has a bendy wire in it. Figure just overall looks great. Here, coming in number 7, this is the Mezco 112 Collective Sovereign Knight Batman Onyx Edition. It's sort of a 1989 Michael Keaton throwback Sovereign Knight variant. Very shiny, long ears. The cape flows just right. Sits on his shoulders, fantastic. It folds over very nicely, but doesn't leave a crease. I'm a huge fan of the '89 Batman. Mezco figures are like the caviar of Batman figures, the best out there. And this one did not disappoint. Onyx Batman, number 7. Then, coming in number 6 is the Mezco 112 Collective Batman vs. Superman, Ben Affleck Batman, Batfleck. Now, a lot of people didn't like Ben Affleck being cast as Batman, but he looked great in Batman vs. Superman. His acting was not the problem in the movie. Suit looked amazing. That warehouse scene was outstanding. Mezco did an excellent version of him. This was their first Batman movie figure. And now, coming in at number 5 is the Mafex Ben Affleck Batman, Batfleck. Now, you may have noticed I've got a few different Ben Affleck Batman figures on this. I always thought he looked really good. Not my favorite movie Batman, but they made some damn nice figures of him. This one did not disappoint. It's a huge improvement over the Mafex Batman vs. Superman Batman. Cape's big, flows nicely, sculpt is excellent. I really like the darker colors. Makes for a very nice Ben Affleck Batman. I'd say it's my favorite one. Here, at number 4, is McFarlane's best Batman figure out there. This is the Hush Batman. Only complaint I'd have, he's a little bit too large. Well, I'm not fond of how they attach the head. The head and the neck are one piece. Makes it hard to do head swaps. McFarlane's upcoming Nightfall Batman might dethrone this guy. Mine actually just shipped today from the McFarlane toy store, and I can't wait to get him and review him. In the meantime, this is my favorite McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figure, and there are a ton to choose from. Coming in at number 3, DC Direct, DC Essentials Nightfall Batman. Once again, traditional blue and gray Batman, yellow oval, capsule utility belt. That is my Batman. And from a Nightfall specifically of all stories, one of my favorite stories out there. One of the first graphic novels I ever bought. Yes, some people really don't like the DC Essentials figures, but this one really does it for me. He's my favorite Nightfall Batman out there. Maybe the McFarlane version will be better. I'd say it's almost certain it's going to be, although the paint job's not going to be as good. And there's also a Mafex one coming. It also looks great. In the meantime, this one is going to scratch my itch for a 6 or 7 inch Nightfall Batman. I also appreciate the fact that it's 7 inch scale and can more or less fit in with the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Coming in at number 2, this is the Neca Michael Keaton 1989 Batman. I really like the Neca Batman figures. I really like Michael Keaton 1989 Batman. I really like the 7 inch scale. This one is great. I have the SH figure arts, the Mezco Keaton, McFarlane's Keaton, but I'd say this one is the best. Maybe when McFarlane's 89 Keaton Batman comes out, I'll like it better. I don't know. This one just does it for me. The sculpt is amazing. The articulation is not that great. He can't turn his head, and that's part of his charm. The chin, the face, the cowl sculpt, it is all top notch. This one, it's aged. It's got some issues with the cape, etc. But coming at number 2, really like this figure. He looks fantastic. And then coming in at number 1, I didn't think this was going to be my number 1 figure, but the more I looked at stuff, the more I thought, this is the one. The NECA Batman vs. Aliens comic Batman. It's from that story, but it's a traditional 90s Batman. Super buff, blue and gray suit, yellow oval bat symbol, capsule utility belt, but looks a little bit different. The paint job is tremendous. Sculpt, pretty good. Articulation, it's very nice. I really like the NECA DC figures. They did an excellent job with them. His body's so good. They used it for Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, the Phantom, Flash Gordon, and more. But it doesn't even bother me. This is a great figure. Pretty hard to come by nowadays unless you get a bootleg. But don't do that. Gotta have the real deal. This figure is awesome. For now, it is my favorite Batman figure in my collection. And it has been for quite some time. Drop me a line in the comments below. What is your favorite Batman figure? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. So there you have it. That is dHunter's top 10 6 and 7 inch scale Batman action figures. Now, these are not the best Batman figures out there per se, but my personal favorites that just sort of go along with what I'm looking for. My favorite scale, favorite style, favorite sort of look for Batman, favorite posability, playability, durability, etc. Favorite figures for handling and posing and just using overall. Drop me a line in the comments below. Let me know, what did you think about my top 10 list? What is your favorite Batman figure out there? Would love to hear it. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.